You know, a lot of people, maybe if you're new to the channel or something, don't realize that, I've kind of had my back and forths with Microsoft and Sony with different instances of them being the console for me. And it all really comes down to the games. But, one of the reasons why I was so high on what PlayStation was doing was because of their exclusives, and they're so good. And they are. They literally are. They're really, really good. With that being said, Microsoft is doing a lot of their own. They're doing a ton of great exclusives on their own, but I think consoles are more than just that, even though the games are the most important thing. And when a lot of people go, well, what made you go back to Xbox? They still haven't really launched anything really, really compelling. They're kind of, yeah, they have studios now, but again, they haven't really launched anything outside of, a Halo, a Forza, and a Gears in 2019. So, you're really just playing a waiting game. And I totally get that, and I understand that line of thought. But one of the main things that I kind of point to, and I see a lot more other people pointing to it, is how easy Microsoft made it just to get into a new generation and get into, the next Xbox. And there's very little negatives to be on there. And there's also, not only is there very little negatives there, but there's also so many positives. Like, Xbox has literally made it the easiest platform to continue on from the previous platform, and even the previous one before that. They've got so many great things going for themselves, and you just kind of look at this and you go, really, they've just kind of nailed it this entire time. So yeah, I found this to be pretty much the reason why I prefer playing a lot on Xbox now, especially when it comes to multiplats and stuff like that. And I'm going to get into it. Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Crap Gamer, and this is Crap Gamer Reviews, your home for gaming news, opinions, reviews, and much more. You'll probably notice some changes around here, or not, because nobody watches, but you know what? That shouldn't stop you from giving us a like, and possibly even consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some of your free time with me today. It really does mean a lot. You guys are absolutely fantastic. So thank you guys for always rocking out with me and just being fantastic people. Listen, we're at a weird time, point, and place in video games where things are just different than what we're used to. And to be honest with you, that's going to continue to be the case. And when it comes down to it, we look at things like what's happening here, and it's sloppy infrastructure on Sony's part, right? And I've said this multiple times, and people don't make a big deal out of it, but honestly, it's like you have to start over games over because it's their poor save files. And maybe you were playing a game at one point when you didn't have PS Plus and the save files aren't in the cloud or whatever, and like my old PS4 Pro broke and I had to get a new one, and so a lot of my saves were on the hard drive, and they don't transfer over and things like that. So yeah, we are in this weird kind of situation, and the infrastructure just isn't as good as Xbox, and that's just a fact. Sloppy Sony infrastructure apparently blocks Ghost of Tsushima PS4 to PS5 upgrades after PS5 PlayStation Plus Legends claim. There's a lot to like about the PlayStation Store and the improvements Sony made to its infrastructure, but age-old issues continue to rear their ugly head. While this month's edition of Ghost of Tsushima Legends was supposed to be a sweetener for subscribers, it's proving to be anything but for a handful of fans looking to upgrade their PS4 version of Jin Sakai's debut to the PlayStation 5 Director's Cut. Admittedly, this is quite a niche issue and is unlikely to affect everyone, but it's something worth keeping in mind. So here's the situation. If you own Ghost of Tsushima on PS4 but haven't upgraded to the Director's Cut on PS5 yet, do not claim the PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima Legendary currently for PlayStation Plus subscribers. The problem is as follows. Despite Ghost of Tsushima Legends being a standalone version of the game's multiplayer mode, the PlayStation Store classifies it as part of Ghost of Tsushima's Director's Cut. Therefore, if you claim Legends with your PlayStation Plus subscription and then later decide to upgrade to the main game from PS4 to PS5, you'll be blocked from the upgrade fee. Sony will unsurprisingly still let you buy Ghost of Tsushima Director's Cut at full price for PlayStation 5, but you won't be eligible for the discounted fee. The only solution is to contact Sony customer support and get the PlayStation Plus version you claimed refunded, quote unquote, so that you can go ahead and purchase the PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 upgrade. Yes, it is a complete and utter mess and very complicated, but it's not the first time an issue like this has actually occurred. It's possible PlayStation may now be aware of the problem and will fix it, but if you're planning to upgrade to the Director's Cut at any point, do not claim Ghost of Tsushima Legends with PlayStation Plus. It's more than a hassle than it's actually worth. So yeah, kind of keep that in mind. They also had like this whole issue with like, they do weird things where even with like Uncharted 4, you couldn't claim that on the PlayStation Store, and just the whole thing is just kind of messy and sloppy sometimes, right? Like I said, I was really into Marvel's Avengers, but I had stopped and was waiting to finish it on PlayStation 5 because I had it on PlayStation 4 and was excited about Spider-Man on there. Well, it turns out when I got it on the PlayStation 5, when I downloaded it, it's like, okay, well, now you need to go back to the PS4 version and then upload your save file, blah blah blah. So I did everything that it told me to do, and it's like, okay, great. And then my save file was nowhere to be found, even though it said I imported it. So, I went and I tried to, basically you have two versions of the game that I have to install on my PlayStation 5, the PS4 version and the PS5 version, and it's just ridiculous to think. So then I went back to my PS4 Pro and uploaded it again, and still nothing. Like, it makes me start completely over. So yeah, that was the end of that. The same thing happened kind of with Ghost of Tsushima and a lot of other games where the uploads just failed to work or doesn't remember or something like that, which is so strange to me because you might go, oh, well, what about this or this? Well, listen, I was able to go back into the cloud at some areas and restore my save files on PS3 games that I've tested out recently. So the fact that you're not able to do this on the PlayStation 5 is a little bit ridiculous. And, it's just disheartening to say the least, because I think that, gamers are all kind of, us as gamers, we're kind of getting screwed a little bit now, right? And what I mean by that is, in general, these little things keep happening, and I get that it's not the end of the world or anything like that, but it's still a little bit frustrating to say the least, because us as gamers, we sit through all this stuff and all this kind of weird things that are happening, and at the end of the day, it just doesn't make a whole hell of a lot of sense that we're giving up a lot of our rights and a lot of our things that we get, or that we used to get from these companies. And it's like, in this day and age, how in the hell does Sony get away with not giving us our save files and things like that? Like, I don't understand that. How do we not get our save files? It just, everything should be free, and everything that should be in the cloud, and you should be able to just go and if I want to play something on one PlayStation and then go pick it up in the other room on the other, it should be there and ready to play, because Microsoft does that and makes everything so easy to do. And like, at first I didn't think that this was a big deal, but the more we go into this generation and the more we see things kind of come about, the more I'm like, you know what, this kind of sucks. It seems like we're going through all these hoops and hassles for things that should be there and for things that are there on the Xbox side, and it just makes you see how much further ahead Microsoft was thinking. Yes, the game situation needs work, but I still think that it's one of those things that they need to get going on. Just strange to see, and kind of strange to look at and go, well, this is a main reason for like switching, or I don't want to say switch sides, because to be honest with you, I've always played Xbox, I've always played PlayStation, I've always owned both. I just was angry with Xbox, but and I did take kind of a sabbatical from playing Xbox, but anyway, it kind of is what it is. But I'm very curious to hear what you guys think about this stuff. Let me know down below. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, crap gamer 'em up, crap gamer out.